everybody felt comfortable coming to Notre Dame because they know they had a chance. They just had to find ways to score. Defense didn't have to be great. Come on, Marshall's defense wasn't great. They had good players. They wasn't great overall. But what Marshall say? Hey, listen, just chip and chip and chip. They got a young guy back there. Show them some different looks. They're going to give us some drives. That's easy money. Now, Marshall wouldn't dare to throw no Gatorade on their coach now. How? They're going to be down 50 points. Because instead of 8 drives to score 20, you got 8 drives and you only got 10 points now. And hell, you're down 14 or 21 or can't get the lead. Every time you score, we score. It take you 3 drives to score. As soon as you score, we score fast because we throw it deep or something. You know, it's a mind fair, psychological game that Marcus Freeman and Jared Parker and Al Golden can play because you got everything at your disposal. It's like John Wick, you know, he always got something on him. You're like, dang, how you pull that out your sock? How you pull out your I got it out your sock. You know? Very equipped.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify over at CFB Nation, YouTube, thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, helps with the views. We appreciate you. We give you audio edibles every day, and we're exclusive to CFB Nation. You already know we spin it different. I gave you his stats from last year. And I'll talk about the 2 games, which were consecutive games left that gave Sam Hartman troubles. And with one of the teams returning a really good defense and a top 10 defense, that might be a struggle. 3,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
I think some of them interceptions came because his O-line let up some pressure where he's just letting some stuff go.
On October 29th and November 5th in back-to-back games, he struggled. 2 of his lowest completion percentages on the season. He threw 3 interceptions in both of those games, and they suffered 2 losses to Louisville and number 22 North Carolina State, who is going to be a tough game. We talked about what they returned on defense earlier in the summer. So he's going to have to overcome that. With that being said, I'd be very interested in watching the full game tape to see what North Carolina State did. The Louisville game, I saw it. It just seemed like some quirky stuff, and then Louisville got hot for a couple of quarters and kind of just walked away at home. The NC State game is something I'm going to dig really into to see what they did schematically to go against Sam Hartman.
Yeah, and you know, you got to think about it too in the case that Sam Hartman doesn't have to force the football with this Notre Dame football team. He doesn't have to put the ball in harm's way. We have a good enough offensive line to where when we want to take shots down the field, he's going to have enough time to where, okay, if I don't like this the deep throw, I can come to my check down. Because what force for what? If we want 4 yards, we turn around and hand it to Audrey. So now this is like, look, we 2nd and 6. You can take a shot if you want to. You don't have to force it, or take what we're giving you. Take it underneath. Take it to Tobias. Take it Chris Tyree. Take a screen.
Let me ask you a question, Lef. Against defenses like North Carolina State, this is just as an offensive coordinator. If you're if you're getting ready to face Long Beach Poly, who has a great defense, and you know they have more talent than you have, right? Do you say to yourself, we have to be balanced? Or do you just say, look, this is what we can do against them, and if we have to pass the ball 60% of the time and just forego balance and run the ball, And that's what we have to do because we have to give ourselves a better chance. Because just running the ball and only averaging 2-3 yards is not helping us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like Wake Forest, they ran the ball 49% of the times, but they only averaging 3.4 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. So in essence, were they really helping Sam Hartman? I understand they were trying to help him.
Yeah, and that's where the creativity of the offensive coordinator has to come in. You know, anytime you're going against a defense that's more talented, in my opinion, from my experiences, you have to start swinging. You have to start swinging.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going against a major league like Verlander or something, swing.
Yeah.
Duh, he's striking people out okay, but most people not swinging. So you're gonna have to take some shots. You think about Florida when they played against Alabama in the SEC championship, or was it SEC championship? Yeah, SEC championship against where they had Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask, and an offense that wasn't more talented than the Alabama defense, but had some pieces. They was taking shots. They was making plays. You look against any team that gave Alabama problems in the championship game. Alabama's giving up 400 plus yards because teams are like, you know what? We're not going to get stuck in this. I'm scared. I need to, waste time on the clock. I need to be a defensive type of offensive play caller. No. We're going to take shots. We're going to take our one-on-ones because we know that we believe in our talent. Jared Parker just has to believe in the talent that he has. He doesn't have to go beyond his means. He has to be a little creative. But don't go beyond your means thinking, oh, I have to play this real tight and keep the game close. No, take some shots. We got talent. Because that's going to tell the other side, okay, we know that y'all think y'all better than us from a paper perspective, but these one-on-ones are 50-50. These shots down the field are 50-50. And we like our guys. And we're going to take them. Because anything else, if you just playing the numbers, if you do traditional play calling against a team that's better, it's just not going to average out. You get anywhere. Kentucky versus Georgia, back when Kentucky was hot, they was trying everything. After a while, it gets a little played out because they couldn't trick them enough because they just didn't have enough talent. But in the beginning, you got to get them thinking. And for us to have Sam Hartman being such a great piece to balance off of, we can go out there and throw it 30 times and be successful. Not 30 times because we're trying to not look like how we look on film. 30 times because that's what it can take to win. And that's a difference. Going against Caleb Williams at USC last year, we knew we were going to have a hard time finding the points and who is going to come from. How are we going to score that many points? We have to throw X amount just to get close to potentially scoring that many points. We can't just run that ball the whole game. With Sam Hartman, I'm comfortable going into the USC game throwing it 40 times. Because I think we got a chance if we throw it 40 times. Ohio State, we threw it, less than 25 times or something like that? If you just looked at the paper alone, you don't think that's enough to win. To beat Ohio State, you're going to throw for less than it's impossible. Impossible. Unless you're getting a play against Lorenzo made the first play of the game a couple times. Other than that, the percentages doesn't make sense. You're not going to beat Ohio State with 25 attempts. Kidding me? Unless you're the New England Patriots, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's some, yeah. So we're not going into games no longer afraid this season. If any time to bet on Notre Dame, this is the time in big games.